In the world of Naruto, we have ninjas who stand out for their insanely powerful ninjutsus, capable of wiping out an entire village with their techniques. Then there are those who are feared for their genjutsus, able to create any illusion in the minds of their enemies. And we also have those who stand out for their taijutsu, or as you might prefer to call them, the ninjas who stand out for the art of punching. In the ninja world, there are plenty of them, and if you're curious to meet them, watch the video until the end, because that's exactly what I'm going to show you. Of course, there's no way to make a list of the best taijutsu users without putting Guy on it, especially because when it comes to fighting, he's a must. As a child, everyone considered him useless because he couldn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, so he had no choice but to train just one thing, the art of fighting. Guy spent his entire youth training until his fingers were calloused. His effort was so evident that even Kakashi's father noticed that he could surpass his son, who until then was a genius. And when it comes to taijutsu, I'm sure one technique comes to your mind, the Hachimontonku. This is the supreme ability of a taijutsu user, and Guy was the best user of this technique. By opening the 7 gates, he easily defeated Kisame, who, without a doubt, is among the 4 strongest members of the Akatsuki. During the Ninja War, by opening the 8 gates, he nearly killed the strongest man to ever walk the earth, Madara Jinchuki of the 10 Tails. And all of this was done using only taijutsu techniques. In other words, this proves that he's truly on another level when compared to any other taijutsu user. You probably don't remember him, or maybe you haven't even seen this guy, but believe me, his taijutsu skills are on par with Rock Lee's. Shira is actually a filler character who appeared during the Chunin Exams arc, a filler arc the anime introduced in the middle of the Ninja War. Seriously, anyone who remembers knows that this arc came at the worst possible time. He's basically the Rock Lee of the Sand Village, a child who was born without any natural talent, but who became one of the top ninjas in his village, purely through hard work. His strength grew so much that Gaara asked him to be his teacher. That's right, Gaara Kazekage asked him to give him a few lessons. This happened because Gaara is very dependent on his sand and doesn't know how to fight in hand-to-hand combat. That's where Shira came in to teach him some techniques. During the Chunin Exams, Shira had the opportunity to fight Rock Lee. And the battle was really interesting. When they were in their standard forms, Shira still showed to be slightly superior due to his body being more developed. This forced Lee to activate the 5 gates. Seriously guys, 5 gates were what Lee needed to defeat someone like Gaara. And even so, Shira still managed to stand his ground. However, unlike Lee, Shira had his own version of the 8 gates, called 7 Angelic Sighs. This allowed him to fight on par with Lee using 5 gates. Anyway, it's a shame this guy is a filler character. If not, he would have participated in the Ninja War. Speaking of him, of course, Lee couldn't be left out of this list. Just like Guy and Shira, he wasn't good at anything, but after a long period of training, he reached the level he's at now. Even though he was only 13 years old, Lee already had strength that easily matched that of a Junin. During this time, he had to fight Gaara himself, who is said to be one of the Sand Village's main weapons. Gaara was so powerful that even the Junins of the Sand Village couldn't break through his perfect defense. Gaara's defense was so incredible that no one had ever seen him be hit by anyone, but that's when our dear Rock Lee comes in, who, after turning on the Linkin Park and taking the weights off his ankles, was fast enough to land a hit. If he was this strong as a 13-year-old kid, just imagine how strong he must be now. Among all the samurais of the Land of Iron, there is one man who stands above all. His name is Mifune, the strongest samurai we've ever known. During the 4th Ninja War, when the Alliance was preparing to fight Madara's forces, they designated 5 supreme commanders to lead all the ninjas in the war. Among them were Kakashi, Gaara, Darui, who would later become the 5th Raikage, Onoki's son, and alongside them stood Mifune. In other words, just by standing alongside these monsters, you can get an idea of how strong he is. With his katana, Mifune was extremely useful in the Ninja War, fighting against the Edo Tensei of Gran Machio and Hanzo. In fact, when Hanzo himself was alive, he had an epic battle against Mifune. The samurai was defeated, but we have to take into account that Hanzo is a monster in combat. The guy single-handedly defeated and humiliated the 3 legendary Sannin. Even so, Mifune was a worthy opponent, which only proves how powerful he is. Sakura has a story similar to Lee and Guy's. After all, she was completely useless. The poor girl couldn't do anything except wait for Sasuke and Naruto to solve the problems. But when Shippuden started, this girl began training with the strength of hate. She achieved such magnificent chakra control that she could throw punches that shattered massive rocks. This strength and combat skill were so useful that she even managed to defeat a member of the Akatsuki, Sasori, one of the most skilled members of the organization. The worst part is that, in the anime, this side of her taijutsu was never fully explored. Maybe it's because Sakura has always been known as a medical ninja with great chakra control and not as a fighter. However, before being a medical ninja or anything else, she is also a great fighter and taijutsu user. After all, genjutsu and ninjutsu are far from being her ace in the hole. Generally, members of the Hyuga clan are great combatants, as their techniques are entirely tied to taijutsu. Among the members of this clan, Neji Hyuga stands out the most due to his incredible skills. With his Byakugan, he can see the entire chakra flow of his opponent, and with his gentle fist, he delivers strikes that cause internal damage to the enemy's body. This combination of the Byakugan with the gentle fist becomes perfect because with the Byakugan, he can see where the chakra flows are, and with the gentle fist, he can target those flows to drain his opponent's chakra. Due to this union of skills, Neji became an excellent user of genjutsu, as this combat style is essential for his way of fighting with the Byakugan and gentle fist. A great example of his strength is his fight against Hinata, where, despite being the princess of the Byakugan, she had no chance of overcoming her cousin's taijutsu. The third Raikage is known for being a fast, strong, and incredibly resilient ninja. The combination of all these attributes makes him an excellent user of taijutsu, utilizing his physical advantages to fight against his opponents. It is said that when he died, the third Raikage fought against 10,000 ninjas, attacking his comrades for 2 days. He was able to accomplish this feat thanks to his incredible taijutsu, which allowed him to exchange blows with the enemies for all that time. His skill proved to be so effective that to defeat his Edo Tensei, it was necessary for Naruto, in Sage Mode, to face him. And keep in mind that Edo Tensei weakens the strength of the revived, so when the third Raikage was defeated by Naruto, he wasn't at full power. The fourth Raikage is the son of the third Raikage. He is an incredible ninja just like his father and possesses tremendous speed. He inherited his father's power, manipulating lightning chakra, which enhances his speed and strength. I don't even need to say much about this one. I could probably just show him beating up extras and you'd already get the idea of how strong he is. Seriously guys, Madara is on a completely different level, whether it's ninjutsu, genjutsu, or taijutsu. Yeah, the guy is basically a wild card. He's good at everything. His combat skill is so refined that he can go toe-to-toe against ninjas like Hashirama, Naruto, Sasuke, or any other great taijutsu user. Another great example of how powerful he is that when the extras were about to engage him, some of them started crying in fear, just knowing how skilled Uchiha Madara is. But there's one guy who surpasses all of these in a fight, and that guy is you, who's going to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button down below. So go ahead and smash that Rasengan on the subscribe button to keep watching the videos here on the channel. And yes, you need to click it, alright? Because if you don't, you'll forget and miss out on the chance to watch the next videos. But that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.